Well, good morning. Welcome to a Gym of All Trades edition here of checking with Bitcoin and Litecoin. Excuse me. I just want to check in quickly. I did a pretty in-depth video yesterday, about 45 minutes long. What you should watch that, and we have just a little bit more detail today. That we did have a breakdown from yesterday that we didn't have that information yesterday. So I want to look at that and see what's going on today. Okay. All right. Well, let's jump into the charts. Don't forget, I'm not a financial advisor, just a chart analyst here, and helping you understand how to trade and understand how to read the charts and see what we might be looking at in Bitcoin and Litecoin. Let's start out with Bitcoin here on the 30-minute chart. Actually, let me zoom out just so you can get a frame of reference here for the count. My Elliott wave count right now is that we are putting in the fifth wave. It's a fairly challenging count, but it looks like we've got a one, two. This is a three, four. There's a chance that this fifth wave is complete, and I want you to know that as a possibility that this fifth wave was completed right here. That is a strong possibility, and I want you to be aware of it. Um, but as well as this count has been so bullish, and so I don't want to call that too soon. And I just want you to know that the structure looks complete. Okay. Now, uh, looking in on looking in a little bit deeper here, let's just check this current move here. I think we have an ABC in the works here, but it's an expanded flat, and so an expanded flat is a fairly hard structure to see when it's being made, because what happens in an expanded flat is an ABC correction, but what happens is the B wave breaks the high of the origin of the A wave. Okay, so what that looks like basically is this would be A here, um, and then B comes higher than the A, and then C will end up doing something like that. Now you could have a truncated C as well. That's a potential, or C could come on down like so. Let's do the fibs on that guy and see what we can see. It's a little different here, measuring the expanded flats with the fibs, but usually we can expect to have at least a 1-to-1 ratio down to the bottom. We might have 1.276. It might even come on down a little lower than that. So we need to be aware of that potential, because this certainly looks three wave-ish. Okay, putting the fibs on this wave right here. We've got you've you. Oh, actually, I should. Yeah, price price barely wicked past the 1276 here. It started to head up to the 1618, but it didn't quite reach it. The 1618 is a good landing point for a third wave, but you can see. Excuse me, sorry about the yawning, but it is what it is. Yeah, we if you watch my previous videos, guys, I yawn every video. I don't know what the deal is, except I'm not getting enough sleep. But yeah, let's keep rocking here. You can see that this wave came on down to the past the one, so it's negated any kind of idea that this could be a 1 2 3. So it's definitely not a 1 2 3. It looks more like an ABC. Looks like we've got an ABC, ABC. It looks like we're probably going to be making an ABC to the downside. Let me see if I can give a target here for that. Depending on how high this wave comes, we might be coming down to the $10,000 range. So that's a potential target. I want you to be aware of that. I don't know what this wave is going to do. This wave structure, to be honest with you, is quite the challenge. It's quite the challenge to count. So I want you just to be aware that we are looking. Um, it's very difficult to know, but so we have a target down here of about 10,000. We have a potential target of 10,000. About what's that? About 10,300. We could just come down and form, wick, right into this range, right at the bottom of this area. We have support Um, I don't see any trend line support anywhere. We've already broken through it. So all the trend line support that I see is at least nearby trend line support is broken. So we want to just be careful and watch this wave. Chances are we're going to kind of come up here and then make our way. We may oscillate here for a little while. May oscillate here for a little while and then head on down. So I'm kind of looking for a down move before an up move. That's a potential. So that would so if this is the top of our uh, wave, this is looking very four wave-ish. So it looks like we got another push to the upside. 11,700 is a very good target here. That is the top of the last. That is the top of the structure on the 4-hour chart. If we go over to the prior bear market, actually, let me go to the 8-hour or the the daily chart, and we'll show it easier. Yep, there it is. You can see the structure right here is at 11,700. So that's the next structure line we have to make. So chances are we might consolidate for a little while and push higher. Um, Whether we go higher than that, I cannot say. Um, we They're really coming today, guys. Uh, there is structure here at 12,800, and so I've got a line wicked off there. That's a potential. So I mean, chances are, if we make that 11.7, we could just push on through to the 12.8. So that's a potential as well. I want you to be mindful of that. All right, so there's Bitcoin. That's kind of our update. Just want you to be ready for downside movement first, in particular, and then to the upside. Let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin, pretty much the same thing, but different at the same time. Quite challenging here. This wave structure as well. This looks potentially five wave-ish, but it also looks three wave-ish as well. Um, Then, then we have a strong move to the upside, followed by a two. This looks like a 1-2, followed by a potential three wave. But the problem with that is that this is retraced so far down into this area, it almost negates a three wave as well. This looks very motive like as well, and it appears you can see how we consolidated right here and then pushed down. We're doing the same kind of consolidation here. I'm expecting a push down as well, and that would correlate with a down move with Bitcoin as well. So my bias right now is there's going to be a little bit more downside before we head up. That doesn't mean we might not head up for a little bit higher price target, a little bit higher retracement in here before we head down. But I'm kind of looking for some downside motion at some point today or tomorrow. Okay. Just looking at the fibs, and let me measure that for you and just show you what we were. Let me get to maybe a 2-hour chart that'll compress this just a little bit. There we go. You can see our fibs as we came down. If we put the, I don't want a box. I want my fibs. There we go. Uh, you can see as we put the fibs on that as well. This barely it wicked past the one to one extension. Didn't even make the 1276. However, we did make a higher high. Then we came plummeting down. I can't stop. Cannot stop. So yeah, what that means is um, we have possibly again an expanded flat ABC is what I'm looking at. That's my call here. That means we have some downside to come. I'm looking at targets of. Let me throw the fibs there. See what we can see here. Looking at targets of 127 and 122. So 122 and 127 are my targets there. Actually, it's 127.29, 122.21. Those are the two targets to the downside in particular. Now, that may make a more complex ABC. So this might go. This might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little push down to the downside with an up move, and then another down move. So this could be something like this. there. So be mindful of that potential. This might come down a little bit further before we go up a little bit and then come down. So we might have some shape like that as well, and this would be kind of more of a complex correction. So we would have basically a double correction here, or a flat. It's a largish. It's a flat on a larger time frame. That's I guess more of what we're looking at. So let me get this off here. So yeah, this needs to be this looks like it needs to come on down to the downside. But so what do we look for? What are we thinking about? Well, if it does come to the downside, it needs to break this trend line. So draw yourself a trend line on your chart here, and if it breaks this trend line, we're most likely coming down. If we don't break the trend line, we bounce up. We good chance we might go up. But if we go up, I'm having a hard time. If we go up, I'm having a hard time understanding what the structure actually is. That's quite challenging, as because of this deep retrace. I mean, the only thing I can think of is we've got an ending diagonal working. In an ending diagonal, you can have waves can overlap like this a lot. And so we want to kind of wait and see what we're given there. Okay, let's just zoom in and take a peek at the current wave that's being formed here. You can kind of see here we have, um, we looks like we've got an ABC here. It almost made the got A, B, C. This almost made the one-to-one extension. Didn't quite make it. Then it came down. Um, you know what this structure? This looks like another ABC right here. If I throw the fibs on that guy, let me just do that quick and see what we got. Yeah, it came down to the 1276 and then bounced. So it looks like we've got an ABC. We've got an ABC. Chances are we're going to get another ABC going up as well. So that's going to be a 333 type of ABC as well. So that would look something like this. So it looks like we might be coming up to this region. If I threw the fibs on that, let me get that out of the way. What would we have here? Yeah, we got 136.81 to 137.68 as upside targets before we continue heading down. If we end up making it up here to the 137.85, 138.75, I should say, 138.75. If we make it up here, then chances are we've got more upside to go. So be mindful of those price targets. Just watch price and see what it does. This structure that's being created, it's just hard to see. It's hard to count with any definitive and how do I say it, with any confidence in what's being made. And so I'm just going to be watching price. I think we've got a bit of an up move here before down. So I'm kind of looking down here. I've got, like I said, the targets are down here at 127 and 122. And then we'll have further upside. I'm still looking for that 155 target to the top as a potential third wave or something like that. Well, actually, our count is changing as this move is done. Let me update that with you tomorrow. Let's see what happens here today, and we'll update the count on the macro level tomorrow. But I just wanted to kind of give you some narrow, close price action for today. See what you can be expecting for today's price action. Okay, all right, guys. I hope you subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave some comments down for me. Just let me know you're watching, and you guys have a fantastic Monday. Bye bye.